Hi everyone, so this week I want to talk to you about vulnerability and how I really believe that it's kind of like our secret superpower and our secret weapon when living with Tourette Syndrome and any other disorder kind of like it, or other situations that might be making you a little bit different from the person sitting next to you, or make you a little different than everybody else in the room that you're sitting with. I have always been a big advocate of being vulnerable and sharing my story with everybody. As you can obviously see that I share when I'm sharing all of these videos with you all for the last few years. Ever since I was a child, I always remember being open about my disorder, and the biggest question I get is how I'm so open about it and how I've learned to talk to people about it. And unfortunately, I really don't know the exact answer to that, and I wish I could. I wish I could tell you that some magical answer that's going to help you do it every single time. But because I was like that ever since I was more or less a child, I think that's what helped me, because I know it's much harder than it sounds. And it could be hard for people to open up to strangers. It could be hard for people to open up to even people that they're closest to, because you never know how people are going to react. And unfortunately, we live with a disorder that so many people think is a joke or think isn't actually real, and that makes it so much harder. But I also think that that's what makes it so much more important. I think it's so much more important because the more and more people with Tourette syndrome and ticking disorders and other disorders similar to it, or other disorders that come along with it, like ADD, ADHD, obsessive compulsive disorder, or anxiety and depression, all of those things, the more we talk about it, the more common and the more real that they're going to get to everyone who doesn't live with it and doesn't understand. And that's what we really need to do. We need to connect to that audience that doesn't think it affects that many people, so why take the time of day to care about it or learn about it? So more of us need to speak up, and more of us need to talk about it and share our stories. And I know how incredibly scary that can be, because even to this day, as vulnerable and open as I am, every once in a while it still gets a little nerve-wracking to talk to people about it and tell them. And it's not always the easiest thing to just randomly be like, hey, I just wanted to let you know I have Tourette syndrome. So I get that part, and I know, because that fluidity and that easy intro into the conversation isn't always there, and I get that. So I think what is really important, if you're one of those people that are afraid to talk about it, you're afraid to tell somebody, you're afraid that they're not going to believe you or make fun of you, tell one person that you really trust. Maybe you haven't told that person yet. Tell one person that you think you could tell. Maybe you're starting to get close to them. Just practice on one person, and then if that's too much for you, one every week or whatever, do it one every other week. Do once a month. And every time you'll feel that burden, I feel like, lift off your shoulders, because every time you try to hide it and not share it with somebody that you're around, especially a lot, that's more stress on your body, and that's just going to continue to keep your tics happening stronger and stronger every time you're not around these people. And the more people that you can be yourself around, the more people that you can tick in front of, share your worries and your thoughts and your all these things that are going through your brain and your anxiety worries and everything else, the more comfortable you're going to feel. I'm not going to say it's going to cure you or make it 100% better, but I do truly believe in being vulnerable, and how that's truly the secret to getting the word out about our disorder, because we need to show them that there's more of us than they think there are, that it's serious, and that it can be debilitating, it can be hard, and it can be so physically and emotionally draining. And people need to see that, so they understand that it's not as just swearing, and that those of us that do swear, it's not some joke, that it's harder, and it's not as funny or as cool as people think it is. And so that's what I'm going to leave you with this week, is a challenge to, if there's something that you're hiding, if it's your anxiety that you don't want to bring up, it's your OCD, your compulsions, your intrusive thoughts, it's your tics, I'm going to challenge you to tell one person, to talk to one person about it this week and see what it does for you. And I hope it's positive. Don't let one negative reaction or one negative response stop you. Because I know there's going to be those negative responses, and I know that's going to happen. So don't let that deter you. There's so many more positive people and accepting people out there that I think than there are bad ones. I do still believe that, and even if you don't, I have to continue to tell myself that I believe that, because I can't sit there and think that it's not true, because then I'll just give up, and that's not something that I plan on doing. So go ahead and take my challenge. Let me know how it goes in the comments. I really hope it goes well for you, and I hope you feel a slight relief lifted off of you when you do. And continue to keep those comments coming, keep the questions coming. I'm going to continue making videos about it. I have a lot of subjects lined up that I want to talk about. I'm also going to be starting to collaborate with other people in the Tourette community. So if there's anyone that you want to see me collaborate with, doing a side-by-side video that I post on here, or if you'd like to share your story on my page with me, talking to you, kind of interviewing you, question and answer type thing, please reach out to me and let me know, because I'd love to share your story. Because again, the more stories we share, the better the story, the better knowledge of Tourette syndrome is out there. And that's truly what I want to do. I want to make everybody know that this is real, and your help to do that would be great. And so just keep sharing your stories, keep being brave and strong, and we're going to make people know that this is real.